everything goes wrong because of a Snickers wrapper.
Why is she feeding it licorice?
Just the family are just not very likeable people.
No. Why would there be a littering problem? They literally
yeah.
could have put a squeaky toy sound effect like...
Yeah. Gina! 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 Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Cinematic Trinity, the podcast where we delve into the worlds of TV shows, movies and video games. This time, me and Tulip are talking about Jurassic World, Rebirth, the newest installment in the Jurassic series. Oh,
Is
man.
that all you're going to say?
I'm so looking forward to talking about this movie.
Are you?
No. Spoiler alert. But we're going to go through our general thoughts first.
Let's just talk about the plot for a little bit before we talk about... So what actually happens in this film?
So the basic premise is it's a new team of people. It's not Chris Pratt or Sam Neill or the old cast
Bryce
anymore.
Dallas Howard.
Yeah. It's not them. It's Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, and Mahershala Ali. This group who've been hired by a medical company to go to another dinosaur-filled island because all the dinosaurs are now gathered around the equator because the Earth is no longer suitable for them.
Yeah.
So they go to this island and their goal is to extract blood samples from the three biggest dinosaurs on the island, one from land, one from sea, one from air.
What a ridiculous concept.
Yeah.
That was the film's first big mistake.
The first was, first failing.
Well, I could have forgiven it if the rest of the film was good, but now I can't forgive it.
Which we'll get, there's like a slight spoiler thing we'll get into as to why maybe it doesn't work. But that's the goal. They go to this island and that's their quest. And obviously it's Jurassic Park, so there are set pieces along the way with the dinosaurs. They run into different dangerous elements. And there's, of course, mutant dinosaurs again, like the D-Rex who's in the trailers and the advertisements for the film. And they're also joined by like this other family who they bump into on their journey to the island who are like shipwrecked, basically. And then they help them on board, and then they're tagging along. So it's like kind of an A and B plot of both these groups trying to survive and do their goals. But that's the basic premise, really.
Yeah. And I just think that premise, as I say, it could have been fine if they'd made a good film out of it, but because the film was just so dull, it didn't work, and now the premise is just totally stupid to me, like the more that I think about it.
I think on the whole though, as a Jurassic Park fan myself, I feel like I'm on the opinion now that the first film is the best by a long shot, and then all the other films afterwards just don't reach that greatness.
Yeah, let's just talk for a moment about the fact that this is now the 7th film in the series, or... It's a series, but it's like
it's the Jurassic series,
and I know, but it's just I don't like to think of it as a series because it's just it's silly anyway.
Right.
So I know what I mean, but I can't explain myself right now. But I just this series, it just needs to be done now. Like, who cares about these characters and who cares about this world? Nobody cares, or I certainly don't care, about this world that they've built at all. And that's such a shame because, as you say, the first film and the third film we absolutely love, but all the others...
Such a mixed bag.
Yeah, but it's not even mixed. It's mid. It's rubbish. It's just... There's just nothing... There's no substance to it anymore. And I think that they've really messed up they've messed it up big time.
Yeah.
I think they rebooted it. We all said that they were a little bit rubbish. We've given them another chance, and they've come back with more rubbish. And it's like, just stop. Just have a break at least, because these films just aren't working. I don't think they're really not working, unfortunately.
I mean, I'll definitely say it's not as bad as the previous one, Dominion, which is the end of the Jurassic World, like the Jurassic World, the first Jurassic World trilogy.
Yeah.
Awful film.
That's the worst film I've ever seen in my whole life, apart from Hereafter, which is the official worst film ever.
Yeah. So just Jurassic World Dominion, awful film. Like, just crap. Long, boring, just awful. Whereas
Yeah.
this is at least not as bad as that, but also it's not that much more, which is like the consensus online actually is that this is a step in the right direction, but then also it's still not as good.
It's
as
not a big enough
other
step.
films.
Yeah, it's not a big enough step. And as they've just not, it's just not hitting. Like, they've got this incredible IP, would you say?
Yeah.
They've got a really good established property here, and they are wasting away and tarnishing the good name of the original film by continuing to make these stupid, awful films that aren't really for anybody. They're not made for the people who love the first film, or they're not made for people who love dinosaurs. They're not made for kids.
It is.
Why are you disagreeing with me?
No, that's it, isn't it? They're doing it to sell dinosaur toys. That's why it's like, do you want a Titanosaurus figure or a D-Rex figure? That's all it is. Like, that's...
Well, but that's not a positive thing.
No, I'm agreeing with you. It's not made for like the sake of doing a good story or like a good exploration of this world. It's just like, what new dinosaurs can we chuck into this world that are different from the last ones?
When I went into B&M today and I picked up a couple of little bits, got some fruit winders, £3 for 10. I think that's a little bit more expensive from when we went in previously. We used to get them £1 for 6, and now it's £3 for 10.
What is the country coming to?
I know. This is really harsh times we're living in. Although they did have 30 cans of Coke for £10, Diet Coke, and it's such a shame that I don't drink that Diet Coke anymore, because I would have been all over that a year ago.
Shame that I do, isn't it?
Oh no, didn't think of that.
Didn't think of me in that awesome deal. But yeah, sorry.
Anyway, I was in B&M, had a quick look at the toy section, because I know that you like to have a little browse at the Lego and see what's there. And they had a big Jurassic World Rebirth stand there, and it was like all the dinosaurs from it. But they had dinosaurs that looked like dinosaurs, and then they had like kiddie dinosaurs, but that were still branded with the Jurassic World, but like shaped like
Duplo, like Lego Duplo kind of looking things.
Yeah. So it's like, again, this is just for little children, and it's like, that's not what. It's just a shame. It's like, and that was in B&M. They were like $9.99, for a little dinosaur, and I nearly bought you one as a joke. But then I thought, I'm not spending $9.99 on a joke. I know. I did think, it could have been set dressing, but I thought, no, I'm not going to buy it. And it just got me thinking when we were talking about it. Then I just thought, that is exactly why these films are being made, and that is just such a shame that's. And I get that there are some films out there that have to be like that, but it's like, why does it have to be this? Like, they've just taken it so far. Like, they're rinsing it and rinsing it and rinsing it, and it's like you're using that same theme over and over and over again, and it's a fantastic theme, but they're just ruining it every time. Like, every time the main theme played, I was just cringing internally, but I wasn't cringing at myself. I was cringing at the people who are making this film, thinking, I can't believe that you honestly sit there and feel proud of the work that they've done on this film?
Jesus, Tulip. Oh my God.
I'm too tired to be filming this. I'm exhausted. Now I've got to talk about this film.
I get what you mean. I think there's a few bits of humour that don't land in the movie, and there's one particular bit where they tell a joke, and then it's almost like, when they were editing the film, the joke plays, they're like, crap, that joke didn't really land. Here's the theme tune. So it's just like, unfunny joke. It's just like, oh. And then there's a bit where Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Bailey's characters are talking, like me and you are now, and then you'll just hear in the background.
Yeah.
It's like, nothing is happening.
Yeah, exactly. They're not talking, they're not having, and the thing is, there are a couple of times where there's an in-depth conversation happening. There's a conversation, between Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali. I can't be bothered to remember what their real names are in the film. It's like Zora or something.
Zora and Duncan.
Duncan, yeah. Why is his name Duncan? Like, no offense to anyone who's called Duncan, but I don't think that Mahershala Ali looks like a Duncan.
Warren's a Duncan,
he's not a Duncan. Like,
I get you.
It's such a stupid name for him. But anyway, they're having this deep conversation, and I was watching it, and I was like, I feel nothing. I literally could not feel. I don't even feel a negative feeling, because I just feel nothing. Like, you're having these deep conversations, but it's like, I don't care about you as a character. I've got no connection to you, and you're just like laying these things on me that are supposed to make me care, but I just really don't.
I feel like that kind of sums up the whole experience. Really, it's just numb. Like I felt numb
Yeah.
to it when it came out. I didn't. Again, like Dominion, I didn't hate it when I walked out there. I didn't think, Jesus, that was like the worst.
Awful.
But then also, it's just like, what did I just watch? You know, like what that didn't make me feel.
Do you know what it is? Normally, I will say to people, yeah, go and watch it. You might get enjoyment out of it. Go and see it. Recommend seeing it. You know, I love to get people into the cinemas.
Mm-hmm.
But for this one, I think don't bother seeing it. Like, genuinely, it's not even worth going to the cinema to watch it because it's just so nothing. Like, if you want to watch a good film, even just watch like the first Jurassic World film.
Yeah.
Like, that's better than this.
Yeah.
You know, this is better than Dominion, and it's better than the second one, but it's not better than the first one.
Yeah.
Even though the first one is like fine, you know, but again, it's not like, but it's a lot more acceptable. But this is just, it's just boring. Or go and watch like Kong Skull Island or something like that. Have you ever seen that with Tom Hiddleston?
Yeah, it's good.
That's a really good film. I really enjoy that film.
Yeah.
So watch that instead of this. This is just, it's not even worth watching, which is such a shame.
To give some positives, I think some of the dinosaur set pieces were all right. Obviously, it's a Jurassic Park film, needs to be some set pieces. So the Mosasaurus, Spinosaurus, like boat chase was good.
Yeah, I agree. That was what I said when I came out of the screen, was that there are some good set pieces with the dinosaurs. So as you say, when it's the boat and because I feel like water-based dinosaurs freak me out a lot more than land-based dinosaurs, because if you were in the water and there was a dinosaur coming towards you, I've got nothing. Like, I've got nowhere to go. Yes, I could maybe swim, but the current's probably too strong if I'm out in the ocean, or I'll be cold, or something will have happened. Whereas if I'm in the jungle, I could just run away. So the water-based ones freak me out the most. So that, and then when they're getting with it's not a pterodactyl, but the flying one, what's it called?
Don't ask me, but yeah, the one with the massive beak.
Flying one, the bird that they have to get the sample
The one that they say
from.
is both the size of a school bus and also the size of an F-16 jet, because they want to big up how big these obviously they want to big up. If you pardon the pun.
So when they're like getting the samples from each of the dinosaurs, those set pieces are fine. And at the end, there's another big set piece, which is fine. That is probably about 45 minutes worth of action in the film. So this could have been an hour. I really think that the film could have been an hour.
That's the one thing I'll say. It may not have the best story, but Jurassic Park 3 is like 90 minutes, but it's all dinosaur set pieces.
Exactly. If you want us to actually talk about something positive, we'll do a review of Jurassic Park 3 and we'll tell you why we like it so much, because I know not everybody likes it. A lot of people say that it's not very good, but we love it, and we're more than happy to sit here and talk you why. So comment below if you want us to do that.
I know, regardless of comments, that's going to be an episode.
Okay, well, we'll do it anyway, but comment if you actually want it. So yeah, it could have been so much shorter, but it's like 2 hours and 15 minutes. 15 minutes of that is probably like credits. Who cares?
Yeah.
But it was just, there was so much talking that was completely unnecessary.
Well, what did you say about the script?
The script is awful. Like, especially, it gets better as it goes on, as they're getting into the action. But when they're
where they're not talking,
pretty much, or where they're just shouting, get out the way, oh, that's all fine. But when they're trying to establish the characters and establish the world and establish the plot, the script's just really, really poor. And I'd be interested, because I've not had time to do any proper research on this one, which is frustrating. But I'd be interested to hear if anybody has any ideas as to why scripts are so poor currently. Is it because there was the writer's strike? Is it because of something else? I'm not saying that people aren't talented anymore, because I'm sure that that's not it. There'll be something else that's in the water that is causing this, because I had a quick look at who wrote this, and they'd done some of the previous films like Twister and the first Mission Impossible and Spider-Man. They had like writing credits on and stuff. So it's not that they're bad writers.
It's not like rookies come on.
Exactly. But I think it's just the lack of care. I don't think, and what I said to you in the car, I feel like this is literally just me talking, so please shut me up. But what did I say to you in the car about Alien Romulus?
What, just like they need to get someone who has a lot of care with the city?
What was his name? Fede Alvarez.
Yeah.
Fede Alvarez whatever you think of Romulus, I know that not everybody liked it. We personally loved it, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was amazing, and it got me to watch the other Alien films, which I'd said relentlessly that I hated, but then I watched them and I really liked them. So, whatever. Sorry about that.
Go watch our Alien tier list.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot we did that.
Yeah.
That's a good episode. But when Fede Alvarez came in, you could tell that he cared a lot about the franchise as a whole and about the world and wanting to do practical stuff and all these bits. You could tell that, and when you listen to him in interviews, he talks so passionately about it and working with Ridley Scott on it. I think that, and that's why I think that it was so great. Yeah, there might have been a few, nostalgia bait and stuff like that, whatever. Mm-hmm. But overall, if they took those bits out, it would remain a good film.
Yeah.
So I think that they need something like that. They need somebody, or they need like Steven Spielberg to just come back in and just say, look, you lot are rubbish at this. I'm going to do it again.
He's still helping out, though, and he produces them, I think.
Yeah, but is he actually helping out, do you think? Do you think he's actually in the room, like, talking about what the script is, and like what the plot is and how they're going to do this, that, and the other? Like, I can't see it myself. I just don't think that anybody really cares about this, including the people who are making it.
Yeah, no, it's true. I'd be interested to see where it goes, because I was saying we saw Family today, I said, I wonder whether they're going to do kind of like Alien Romulus, where it's like a prequel, like one of these legacy sequel or like prequel things, where it's like they go back to the original location and it's like practical effects again, like a lower budget film, and it's, just full of nostalgia bait, like, look, here's this from the original film, like,
But they did little bits of that.
They did that already in Jurassic World.
Yeah, but they also did it in this one, because at the beginning, when they're in the museum, they walk in and there's a skeleton, and then it's the banner and it's falling, and it's like, I feel nothing when I'm watching this.
Well, there's also they did the thing where the guy's in the car and they do the thing with the wing view mirror, where it's
objects may appear bigger than
you think.
Than you see.
It's just like what a pointless reference.
I can't think about Jurassic Park. I only think about Toy Story and the fact that they do that reference in Toy Story 2. When they're in Al's toy barn and it's Rex running behind, and it's absolutely brilliant. That's the way to do a reference if you're going to do it. Top class cinema. Anyway, I feel like let's round up the non-spoilery section and then just talk a few spoilers.
So what would you score it?
4.
That's funny, I was thinking a 4 as well.
Oh, for God's sake,
I know.
Can't give the same score every time.
We're too in sync. Well, we're just too in sync, aren't we?
Well, we
so
are
happens with married
couple.
life.
How disgusting.
Well, a divorce is just a signature away. So no, 4. I think it's not really average. Again, I felt numb to the experience. Some good set pieces, but on the whole, it's just I could just do without it.
Yeah, it did not need to be made.
It was boring. To go back to our old scale, it was boring.
Yeah, really boring.
But I think let's talk about some bits of the story, the standout moments, and just our overall thoughts in a spoilery way. Mm-hmm. This is your spoiler warning.
Spoilers ahead.
So we're going back to a point I referenced earlier about the whole land, sea, and air dinosaurs that they try and find. So one, I don't even call it like a plot hole, but their whole reasoning is they are trying to find a cure for like heart disease. So they need to go find the dinosaurs with the biggest hearts. I don't know why it needs to be land, sea, and air dinosaurs. They don't really explain that.
They don't explain that at all.
So, for the land one, they go to, I think it's like a Titanosaurus, like big, like Brachiosaurus, Diplodocus, that kind of long neck dinosaur. For the air one, they go to
with this
the bird
animal.
One. And then for the sea, they do the Mosasaurus. The bird one they do, so the air one, their loophole is they go to the eggs, they go to the nest, and then they inject in, obviously get stuff from the embryo. That's not a massive dinosaur, though, is it?
Yeah, because what they explained earlier on when they were establishing what the plot was, they were saying, oh, well, we need to get it from the biggest animals and we need to get it when they're alive so that the blood is oxygenated, essentially. Yeah. So it needs to be oxygenated blood. So are you getting like real, true oxygenated blood from an
embryo,
plasma? I don't know what the inside of an egg is called in that way. I like, and how old are the animals? Like, if it's just like the
I know.
sack that they're in. So
Yeah.
it's like, why are they doing this when the animal's just there? And I can understand that it'd be really difficult to get it from that animal, but come up with a creative way to trap it, or you know, it can be a scene where you're flying on the animal and it's all kicking off that way. Like you can jump on it, you know, something they're trying to figure out how to get it, and one of them just goes, I know what I'm going to do. And it just dives off and then it comes back up with the animal. I mean, that'd be a bit cheesy anyway, but that'd be better. And what I said was, if they wanted to do something like that, what they should have done is said that it's stem cells. They need to get stem cells from the animals' babies, dinosaurs' babies, because I feel like everybody kind of associates stem cells with like growth and regeneration and stuff like that. And it's, you know, finding a lot of new uses in science, whatever. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but whatever. But that would have made sense.
Right.
Because you can still include these massive animals and these massive set pieces, but the reason why they're attacking is because they're protecting their eggs and their babies, because they've just, you know, whatever, or maybe they're pregnant, like pregnant animals, and that's why they're having to get them, because they're pregnant, they can get the stem cells, or something that just makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just there for like plot sake. Again, it's just giving the characters objectives to do, so they can tick like a tick box, you know, sort of thing. But yeah, that bit was a bit weird. The other thing as well is this B plot, A plot thing they do with like the family versus the main crew. And it's just the family, just not very likable people.
No, they're not very likable.
It's a dad, his two daughters, and one of the daughter's boyfriends are on this boat journey, and then they get like shipwrecked by a mosasaurus, basically. That bit's cool because that's where they're like, the boat gets flipped over and then you get the underwater shot of just this massive dinosaur, like very
me of Paddington 2.
Yeah, really.
What, when they're trying
when
to
there's
get
a
out?
mosasaurus in Paddington 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I get what you mean. But when it's like, again, like if you've got that thalassophobia thing, like seeing that, like that's a
That was, and you mentioned something which we haven't talked about yet, is the sound design of this film, and that the soundtrack wasn't hitting, and that the sound design wasn't really hitting. That is the only point in the film where I felt, oh my god, because of the dinosaurs, and it was just a few seconds on screen.
Yeah.
The mosasaurus was underwater. It was an underwater shot. You could see the boat. You could see a couple of people swimming, and then you could kind of see the shadow of the mosasaurus.
Yeah.
And there was a brom or something kind of noise, and I was like,
"Whoa!" Yeah, it's creepy.
Didn't feel anything else for the rest of the film.
Yeah. So obviously you get that set piece. They all
survive.
They all survive, but they meet up with the family. They go with Scarlett Johansson's crew. They all crash on the island in their boat. They obviously get separated as well. So you do have the family trying to make their way to the village on the island, and then Scarlett Johansson's crew is just, you know, collecting the samples. But you get the bit on the beach where the crew, like, they're basically, you know, they've just shipwrecked and whatever. They're just getting ready, and then there's this woman by like the sort of supply crate, and then she gets dragged into the water by a Spinosaurus, and it's just Mahershala Ali's character Duncan being like, Gina, just like over and over again. And it's just the most ridiculous thing, because again, like they go, you've got your core characters, you know, you've got Mahershala Ali's Duncan, you've got Scarlett Johansson's Zora, you've got Jonathan Bailey's oh no, I've got his name.
I don't know.
The doctor, Loomis.
Loomis?
Yeah, Loomis. Yeah, pretty sure.
Stupid name.
And then Rupert Friend's like the pharmaceutical guy, like I don't know why he's there, but that's you know.
Well, he's there to make sure that.
But he's just a company guy. It's not like he's come
just
with
the villain, isn't he?
I know he's that's his literally his only point is to be the villain and like double cross them. But also, like, if he's not bringing a big security force there, he's just a guy, you know. He doesn't have any training. It's like Jonathan Bailey, like, they're just guys. Yeah, it's stupid. But yeah, like, it's just, again, like this human, like, it's obviously meant to be sad, even though you don't really know or care about this crew member Gina. It's just, again, Gina, and then Scarlett Johansson, Duncan.
So he's screaming for her and she's screaming for him, but they're all just screaming each other's names. But then you
lame. Get that again towards the end, where it's just like, Duncan.
Yeah. It's like, what is that going to do? Like, screaming his name into nothing. Stupid.
Yeah. So it didn't really land that heartfelt. None of the death scenes landed in terms of being like, oh no, that guy. I thought the only cool one was when it was the big bird, and obviously they have to abseil down a cliff, and there's the French guy, and he's been like knocking in the anchor points, And then he's like, pull me up, pull me up. This bird's going to try and eat me. And it's Mahershala Ali and Rupert Friend pulling him up the cliff. And then it turns out he's been swallowed by the bird already.
Yeah,
so it's just
that's
his
cool.
harness inside the dinosaur.
Yeah.
But like the other set piece as well, the other like big one is the inflatable raft scene with the T-Rex and the family. So what did you think of that?
I thought that was a good set piece, which is, funnily enough, it comes straight out of the book, so whatever. So yeah, I thought that was good, and I liked it. And I think there's a lot of talk online about how strong this life raft was, because the T-Rex literally gets it in his mouth and he's like squeaking it like a toy. Like they literally could have put a squeaky toy sound effect, like and like they should have done that. That would have been hilarious. And then it like is fine, so it's like that's a little bit unrealistic. But again, I'm happy to forgive stuff like that. Like, I don't actually care too much about like little bits and bobs like that. It's only when the wider film is rubbish that I'll then go, well, that was also a bit stupid. Come on. Like you're allowed a couple of liberties, but not the whole film.
Yeah, it's a cool sequence.
It is a cool sequence.
Again, like you wouldn't have been able to have done that. I can see why they wouldn't have been able to have done that in the first film, because obviously it's very involved. Like you need the CGI to be on point, which it is for this scene, and it's just T-Rexes is always the cool thing in like Jurassic Park films. They managed to do it. And
do you know what? That, in fact, forget what I've just said, because I've forgotten what the film is about and what happened in the film. So when she goes to find the raft, because there's a little boat. But anyway, she finds this raft and she's dragging it. And then they realise that it's like the nest, essentially, or it's his sleeping place.
There,
and he's asleep on this like island in the middle of like a river or something. And that is my favourite bit of the whole film, where the T-Rex is just kind of like sleeping, and then he like rolls around and he's like his legs are up in the air and he's like this, and he's sleeping like a dog.
I would say it's like a lion that we saw in the zoo.
It's literally just rolling around, and I thought that's adorable. And then there is a funny bit where she inflates the raft and it like pops up and then it stands on end and covers the dinosaur, and then when they move the raft it's gone.
That's so stupid.
It was so silly. It made me laugh.
How did her family across the river what did they see? Like they
that ref's in the way.
Yeah, they
of this massive dinosaur.
Yeah, I know. And then so
it works in camera.
It works in camera, but like when you think about it, it's like how the hell did they not see it just run off?
Yeah. Or hear it.
Yeah. Doof, doof, I know.
Honestly, so ridiculous.
So stupid.
Should we talk about the very, very end with Mahershala Ali?
Well, this is where the mutant dinosaur, the D-Rex, shows up, because you get the opening scene, which again is a bit stupid because it's basically all dependent on everything goes wrong because of a Snickers wrapper.
Oh, so ridiculous. So this guy... Do you want to tell the story?
So it's the island they're on was again like just another island where they were mutating the dinosaurs, like doing R&D and all that kind of stuff.
What is that?
Research and development.
Oh, well, can we just say research and development? I cannot deal with all these abbreviations in my work.
But yeah, it had a purpose, this island. So yeah, they're there working, and one of the dinosaurs is the D-Rex. The scientists are suiting up to go see it. One of them's eating a Snickers bar. He drops it, the wrapper...
No. He doesn't drop it, like, accidentally. He eats they're saying 3, 2, 1 before he can open the door. He puts the Snickers, the actual chocolate, in his mouth, and then he just drops the wrapper.
So he does
like
drop it,
that. Yeah, but he doesn't. You're making it out like he's just dropped it by accident. Like, he's just dropped it. He doesn't really. He drops it on purpose. He just leaves it on the floor. It's like, why on earth would you do that? If you're working at a high-tech facility where you're genetically mutating dinosaurs, why would you then litter? Why would there be a littering problem? Like, what on earth is going on?
But it's like the Snickers wrapper basically gets trapped in the door mechanism. Like the door
gets sucked up into
and then the door like shorts out like electrical fire kind of thing. And then they're like, containment breach. And then the lab, obviously the D-Rex. I think the system reboots, and that's how the D-Rex gets out, because it's kind of like the door fails. System knows there's a problem, reboots the system, and I guess that means the D-Rex's door was left open. So it gets out, and then that's it's there basically. The D-Rex is loose, and that's why the island is abandoned, because all the scientists ran away because it got loose. So at the very end of the film, the characters all reconvene at this like hub, this village. Again, it's got like a store and all that kind of stuff, and the lab. And they're waiting for the helicopter, and then that's when the D-Rex shows up. It eats the helicopter. How are they going to get out of here? There's a boat on the shore, and then it's them running to go find the boat. But like the D-Rex is only in the film for 10 minutes. Again, one of the main.
What do you think of the design of the D-Rex?
I just didn't.
I didn't.
I'm
like
over mutant dinosaurs. I just don't care.
I also think that it's not a cool looking dinosaur.
No.
So it's like, why would I can't be like, oh my god, that's so cool. Oh, did you see it was like roaring? Like, just put a T-Rex in there.
When they said they based the design for it on like the Rancor from Star Wars and Alien from Alien, I was like, well, that's not dinosaurs then, is it? You're
exactly.
Just, what are
just
you
make
making?
a monster film. Like, if you want to make a monster film, do another Godzilla film.
Yeah.
And like,
at least like the Indominus Rex is like, I like the design of the Indominus Rex. The only thing I find stupid is when it's like, how can it do this? Oh, well, it has cuttlefish DNA, so that means it can turn invisible. But how come we can't see it on heat sensors? Oh, well, it's got this tree frog DNA, so it means the tree frog can train. It's just like all the explanations, like, oh, you got bloody answer.
At least they're explaining it.
I know they're explaining it, but it's just like, it's like, and you didn't think this would be a problem, though, But like, whereas this is like, what were you? No one's gonna find this thing cool. It's like
it's got teeny arms and then big arms, and then this weird looking head. And it's like, you just look ridiculous, mate. Like, you're big and you're bulky, but you look ridiculous. Like, I don't want a toy of you. What do you think? Could you imagine a plushie like D-Rex? Like,
there's that guy on
ridiculous.
TikTok with the toy, isn't there? Which just looks weird.
Oh,
the videos I've shown you.
Yeah, that's funny.
But yeah, so they have to get to a boat. Basically, they have to go to this boat to escape the island. D-Rex is following them. He kills the big pharmaceutical guy because that's basically when he reveals that he's evil and he just wants to get the samples.
Reveals that he's evil.
I found him the best character for me. I just thought,
Did you?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like from like alien films, you get the Weyland-Yutani rep, the one who's just like, I need to get this alien back to.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
you can
just
respect that
him.
he had a good motive because he's pharmaceutical evil. So that's easily written. He's bad because he owns a pharmaceutical company.
Yeah.
You don't need to say any more than that. But also that's lazy.
But no, because he his first evil act he does is when they get separated, like the family and the key group. It's because like the girl falls overboard and it's him like watching her about to fall and he doesn't save her because she was about to radio saying Mayday, Mayday, we're here.
This is my location.
Which, to be fair, I was there thinking, but if you do that, it's illegal to be here. So you and your family are just going to get arrested for being there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
That was my
Would you
first
rather
thought.
be arrested or would you rather be dead?
True. I don't know. Yeah,
that shut you up, didn't it?
That did shut me up. But I was thinking, fair enough to him. Like he's gonna, especially if you're not gonna get another chance at that, are you going there? So be like, he's on. They're doing the mission, whatever. But he lets her die. Doesn't let her die. He lets her fall off the boat.
And she doesn't die.
Yeah,
she
and then
water.
To be fair to him, I respected the fact that he finds like this crashed helicopter. And he just gets a big stick to get the pistol out of the guy's hand because he just knows he's going to need a gun later. So I was like, I respect that.
Yeah.
But he gets eaten by the D-Rex. Of course he does because he's a Jurassic Park bad guy. And what else is going to happen?
Yeah.
And he drops the briefcase with the samples. So the group get to the boat, and then Mahershala Ali is there, and it's like we need to get to the boat, but the D-Rex is too close, and it's like it's visions based on light or whatever.
It's attracted to the light.
Yeah, it's attracted to light. So he gets a flare out, classic Jurassic Park thing, gets a flare, and he's like, hey, come after me. Lures it away. They're like, Duncan!
Yeah.
And then you see...
What is it in Heavy Rain?
Heavy Rain. Jason! Oh, no, it's either Jason or Sean!
Yeah, that's it. That's the one I'm thinking of.
So he goes away, you see his flare go out. Is he dead? Oh, no. And then they're on the boat getting away, and then another flare gets posted out. He's alive!
Of course.
And then they save him, sail into the sunset, all that crap,
Yeah.
And we find out after the fact it's because they originally planned on him dying in that moment, so the D-Rex kills him, but test audiences liked it better when he lived.
Well, no, they said that the director and Mahershala Ali, apparently we only know this from listening to other people's reviews, but they said that they wanted him to die at the end, but all the big wigs in the studio were saying, no, he has to live. So they shot it like both ways, I think, but they came up with like a respectful way for him to come back to life, essentially, or not come back to life, or whatever.
I mean, also how did he get out of that?
Yeah, ridiculous. I know. Like, at least give us a bit of a fight. or
a fight with that dinosaur.
Or he can just go under the water,
Yeah,
like throw the flare somewhere, or he can tie the flare to another dinosaur, and then he can.
I'd love to have seen that. He just grabs a
water.
dinosaur by the neck, goes, "I'm going to put a flare around you." Distract the T-Rex.
I mean, everything else in this film is ridiculous. You may as well do something like that. But anyway, apparently the bigwigs wanted it. They put it in front of test audiences. The test audience were like whooping and cheering when.
Which is just absolute crap.
Why is anybody? Yeah, that is just such
it's such it's such an American thing, isn't it? Whooping in like a cinema.
I've never once cheered in the cinema.
The closest you think you get in Britain is just laughing, like
yeah.
You never go whoop whoop whoop.
Yeah.
The closest I've been to that was like a very like not so packed screening of the first Godzilla film, the 2014 one, and it was me and my mate Joel sat in there. Again, I think there was like 10 or so people in there. But it just happened that the other people there were like really into it. So when Godzilla's winning the fight at the end, it's just, woo, yeah. And we're just like, what is going on here? But that's like the only time I've been to the cinema and seen that kind of thing happen.
I've never seen that happen.
No, I say closest is just, laughing at a comedy, which, shocker, people find films funny.
Yeah. But even then, I don't really like laughing out loud in the cinema. Like, I do a chuckle, a little chuckle.
You know what I've never seen either? Clapping.
No, I've never seen clapping.
It's like when Avatar came out, my sister went to go see it in 3D, and then she came, and then she was like, "Oh, people were standing up clapping it," and I was like,
"Oh, ridiculous!"
I said, "What? Why?" Like,
no, I've never had that. I've never been. I don't think I've ever been in the screen. Like, my mum and dad can correct me, but I don't think I've ever been in the screen when somebody's been clapping.
You sure you didn't do it during Wild Child or Legally Blonde?
I didn't see them in the cinema. I saw them at home, and then I watched Legally Blonde, and I watched Legally Blonde 2, and then I put Legally Blonde on again.
Did you
straight after?
Did you clap every time?
No, but I absolutely loved it. That was like my awakening into I don't know what.
Yeah.
Brilliant films. Anyway, but yeah, stupid ending. They end up giving the medicine to everyone.
I know,
it's like, who are you going to give it to? You still need to give it to somebody. Like, you've still got to find somebody to make
they're on
the
about
medicine.
bloody crowdfunding a cure for like heart disease.
Yeah.
Who's going to do that? In America, especially. Unless it is like, well, I'm going to give this to the NHS in the UK and they can make...
They won't have the resources to deal with it anyway.
No, I bet they would get sued. I bet because they're like technically employed by the pharmaceutical company. I bet it would be you were commissioned to go get these samples and you'd betray
100%, 100%, or some sort of NDA that they have to sign or something.
The other stupid thing to kind of like cap it off is the sailing into the sunset, and the family picked up this like dinosaur called Dolores. He was like this, not even like Triceratops. It's like Triceratops looking thing. It like stands on two legs sometimes.
Right. This Dolores dinosaur thing, that was the only thing that I cared for. That was the only character thing, pet dinosaur in the film that I didn't want to die.
But then also it's kind of stupid in that, it's there with the girl. She's like feeding it treats and stuff. Fair enough for like the first time they meet.
First of all, why is she feeding it licorice? Like,
just keels over and dies.
Yeah, that is honestly what would happen. If I saw a dinosaur in the wild, I wouldn't immediately think, oh, I'll just give it some sweets. Yeah. Like, I'd think, oh, can I give it some grass? At least if that's something that it can, whatever.
I think the fact that it's with them, they get separated because the T-Rex chase happens, and then it finds them again. I was like, that's a bit stupid. But they take it back with them, and the film's already explained that most environments are now lethal for dinosaurs because they just can't exist in the temperature.
Yeah, there's not enough oxygen.
Yeah, the temperature and the makeup and all that kind of stuff. It's like, so you're just going to take that dinosaur back and it's just going to die.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I'm so glad you can sell a Dolores plushie.
Yeah.
I'm so cynical.
Where are they going to go from this then? They clearly want to do more films. That's obvious.
I want to watch The People versus...
The People versus Jurassic World.
No, just The People versus whatever like the group of characters are. Duncan, Zora, and Loomis.
Oh, open your eyes.
I know. It's tiring thinking about this. Yeah, just to honestly them get sued by. I'd rather watch a procedural legal drama about these people getting sued for selling the samples to the world for a cure for heart disease.
If you had the property for this and you had unlimited budget and could do whatever you want with this property, what film would you make? What would be the basic plot of your film?
I just want to make a 15 rated one. I just want to see more
100%.
more because like you hear stuff about the book and like how violent it is. I mean, even like the first film, to be fair, is a lot more like, oof, you know, compared to the other, like the rest of them. So I'd just make a 15 rated one, because like a dinosaur horror film in like the Jurassic Park universe would work, because like the first film showed
100%.
it.
That's the route they should have got. They should have gone down the horror route rather than the summer blockbuster route.
Yeah.
They went down summer blockbuster, and the trailer was giving horror, and I thought the trailer looked really good. The trailer is better than the film.
I don't know. The trailer
It does not give like the right vibe to what the film actually is, I think.
I think the trailer for
Whoever
me,
put that together deserved an Oscar for trailer editing.
I think the trailer for me, it had warning signs, because that's where a bit of like the cringy dialogue came into play, like and like this kind of Marvel style like back and forth. I was a bit like, this isn't going to be the best like worded Jurassic Park film, but I think definitely that I'd be interested. I want to play it, but they did a video game. It was Telltale did a Jurassic Park game, and it was set like immediately after the first film, so it follows like characters who work in the park as like obviously stuff is kicking off, and like, you know, it's this woman, like the spec ops agent, goes to the island to find Dennis Nedry, so she finds him in the car after like the Dilophosaurus killed him. So it's that would be a cool, because that's like, I could see it doing like a weird prequel thing where it's like, we're just going to go back like after the events of the first film and see what happens. You know, I could see that. That would be cool. I want to play the game to actually make sure that holds up as a good story to tell.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like just horror, like make a good horror film. Maybe just like sack it off for one time and just see what happens.
You
might get a good audience, or even if they did just like, not like maybe like a remake of the first film, but like make it more true to the book, like put in more stuff. But I think just make it practical. Like if I had the money, I'd just get the practical dinosaurs back, because like you watch the first film, we were watching the car scene today where it's the T-Rex attacking the car. It just feels real, you know? I'm not watching a CGI T-Rex tear apart a CGI car with actors who are green screen into the car. I'm watching like an animatronic T-Rex whack about a car, and like when it puts its head down through the ceiling and it's trying to get the kids. Like that's so cool that they did that, and it looks really threatening. You know, I think I'd want practical animatronic dinosaurs, because there's a bit in this film where Jonathan Bailey like goes to touch one of the Titanosaurus's legs, and it's just like, you're either touching a practical leg that has been so CGI'd over, I can't tell it's real, or it's a CGI leg and it just looks crap.
Yeah,
you know?
You're just holding your
whereas,
arms
like,
in the air.
Yeah, whereas like in the first film, you get that bit with Dr. Grant leaning on the Triceratops, and it's like actually breathing, like it's a real animatronic. But it looks real, you know? Like, I could believe it. So I think that's why I miss, and that's what the saddest thing about it. Because even Jurassic Park 3 has really nice animatronic dinosaurs. The Spinosaurus looks absolutely incredible as an animatronic. That plane scene where it's there and it eats the guy, fantastic. Like chef's kiss, good.
We love that film.
We'll pick it up in a future video, but honestly, such a good thing. So I think I'd do a rated R thing with more animatronic dinosaurs to make it feel real. Would you do something similar, or is your main thing just making it 15?
No, I think I definitely have 15, and I do dinosaurs in the world. Like,
okay, you do
world. I would do where a world is being overrun by dinosaurs, because I think that is a biggest missed opportunity ever, that they've not gone down that route. And maybe they're just not gone down that route because they don't really know what the story would be, because would it just be actually everybody just dies because the animals are so, or would it be that they would die off, or would, how would it work? But I think that is the way to go with it.
It'd be like if, like, I guess it'd be cool if it was like from a family perspective, like, the events of one of the Jurassic World films happened, whichever one it is where they get out. Like, it could be you just chilling at home and then suddenly like a raptors in your neighborhood or something. You're like, what's going on? What's picking off all my neighbors? And then it's like, oh, it's dinosaurs. Like it'd almost be they should shadow drop it. It's like, here's a horror film, we don't know what it's about, and then turns out it's actually a secret Jurassic World horror film. That'd be interesting. But I don't know what the franchise is going to do. This is a reboot. Is it going to be a new trilogy? I don't know. I really don't know.
Just leave it for now. Just like take a break. 10 years. take a break.
Yeah.
Just leave it. It's not working.
It's not worth it.
Sorry, it's not working for me. I don't think it's working for anybody.
Just re-release them in cinemas again. Just do the first like 3 films in cinema. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can make your money that way.
Yeah.
I'm still happy to give you my money, but
Yeah.
I'm not giving you my money for this.
Yeah.
I will give it you for something that I've already seen.
I know. But my gosh, that was a very negative review. I was saying to Tula, we need to watch some good films this year.
Like get in the comments and recommend some actually good films that are recent and new that we may not have seen or might not be the big summer blockbusters, because we've seen all the massive films, but a lot of these smaller films we tend to miss because we're so busy thinking about the big films that we miss the small films. So if anybody's got any recommendations, or anything that they'd like to see a review of, let us know.
Yeah, exactly.
So that we can be a bit more positive.
Yeah, exactly. And who knows, maybe next episode we will be positive.
Yeah, but we're also watching Fantastic Four.
I don't know. I'm holding out hope for it, so we'll have to wait and see.
I'm hoping to be pleasantly surprised.
But who knows? Find out next time.
On the Cinematic Trinity.
Same bat time, same bat channel. But I want to thank you very much for joining us on this review for Jurassic World Rebirth. Have you guys seen it? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And in that meantime, I've been Michael.
And I've been Tula.